Alright guys, let's take a ride down the Center Hill Dam. 96 north off of 70. Pretty little ride, lots of curves. Take a nice leisurely ride. Used to ride this a lot when I had my Yamaha FZ1. Lots of curves. A lot of fun on a sport bike. But it's a lot of fun on the little C90 too. This Suzuki C90. I've had this bike a couple years, and all in all, I like the bike. But when I first got it, man, I don't know. I couldn't get used to the gearing. The thing is geared so high. And I generally lug a bike. This old bike, you don't even use fifth gear unless you're on the highway usually. But it took me some getting used to. But, I mean, I've had the bike a couple years now. I did have to put the G-Man Bully fuel processor on it. It really made this bike come alive. I mean, it's still no racehorse, but it's rideable now. When I first got the bike, if you didn't have it revved out good, it just didn't want to lug. And like I said, I do a lot of lugging around. Not always. But if you've got a Suzuki C90 and you have trouble riding around town or something because it's always wanting to lurch and bog down, I do recommend the processor. It'll take care of all that low speed lurching. The bike's just so much easier to ride with this thing. Yeah, it is a little pricey, but I mean, if you like your bike and you plan on keeping your bike, it's worth the money, in my opinion. Of course, you know, everybody's got opinions, you know how that works, but yeah, for the C90, I definitely think that it's worth the money. I do enjoy riding this road. A lot of sweeping curves. Scenery's good. Not usually a whole lot of traffic on it, but sometimes it's busy. It's a lot of motorcycles coming around this from all over Middle Tennessee. Like I said, 96 is a pretty good road. You can ride this all the way up. And it goes forever. We have rode this road when we ride up to Kentucky sometimes just for somewhere to ride. I mean, it's yeah, it's got a lot of good sweepers. We ride down here and stop the dam. They got some restrooms at the dam. And then sometimes we just ride on into Egg Ribbon State Park. It comes out right down there, Egg Ribbon State Park. And we like to ride up there. A lot of times ride through there and see turkey and deer stuff. We used to go to Egg Ribbons and camp a lot. It's close to the house. But I don't know if we'll go on down to Egg Ribbons today. We're just going to ride to the dam and then see what happens from there. Condos down here on the lake. Got you a good view of the lake. There's the lake starting to come in the picture. Center Hill Lake. lake. Man, I used to fish a lot. We would wear that lake out, get the boat. Mostly night fished. Didn't really care much for being out on the lake in the sun, dealing with all the skiers, but I have fished that lake for, I don't know, 30 years or more, and then just got up one day and decided I was gonna sell the boat. It's kind of an expensive hobby. I did enjoy it though. I used to fish a lot of tournaments down here on the lake. Never did do any good at it, but we liked to fish them, made it more fun. Now we just concentrate on the bikes. Don't have a lot of time, don't have a lot of money, so we only have one hobby now, and we're pretty much going to stick to bikes. Me and my wife both like to ride. She usually just rides with me, but she does have her little 650 Suzuki Savage, and been doing some work on it. You might have saw my video on it, her riding it, where I got it going. Her riding it way too fast, but sometimes we all do that. But yeah, if you in the Middle Tennessee area, East Middle Tennessee area, and just looking for a good, enjoyable road like this, sweeping turns, it's pretty out here. Like I said, good little road. When you get to the dam down here, you take a little break, and then a lot of times we'll ride up through Egg Graven State Park, see what kind of wildlife we can see, and then meander on back through Silver Point usually and go back up 56. But from my house, we can leave the house and ride this ride, come up through here, and like I said, go up through Silver Point, back through Smithville, back home. I don't know, we can ride it hour and a half, so it's, of course we stop, we can ride it quicker than that, but time we make a few stops, and I like to stop and smoke a cigarette, so I stop more than most. But it's a pretty ride all the way around. And all these roads in this area are pretty good roads. 141 here takes you back over in through around Carthage. And it's just a lot of nice roads in this area. There's Center Hill Lake. There's Center Hill Dam. I don't know how, but I guess a girl on a sport bike a month or two ago come through here, and somehow they had a picture of her bike. The bike was up against the railing here, and she had flipped over the railing and it killed her, I reckon. And don't ask me how, but you always got to be careful when you ride these bikes. Like I said, they got a little restroom here, and stop and look at the dam real quick. Smoke us a cigarette. No, we need to quit. These things will kill you. you a picture of the backside here if you can see it. It's getting kind of growed up here. It's hard to see it, but Center Hill Lake, they backed up Caney Fork River. Starts up there at Rock Island, which we took a ride to Rock Island the other day. I don't know if y'all seen that video. And this is where Center Hill Lake stops. Turns back into Caney Fork River. But alright, let's get off here and get back on here in a minute.